part of the Times reporting and part of the reason their piece was like 14,000 words and it went on to win the Pulitzer Prize is that they were able to tease out from essentially anodyne-looking records this incredible story of alleged fraud and criminal tax evasion. And again, there are some trailing ends of that right now in terms of the president's potential legal liability. But by the time the Times story came out, did you know what they had? Did you know that sort of the explosiveness of the alleged misdeeds that they were going to uncover thanks to what you gave them?
I had no idea. It was extraordinary. I mean, the brilliance of that reporting, the analyses they did, and the story cannot be overstated. They were anodyne documents, but they were also incredibly complex. And the financial devices that my family used to cover up certain things they were doing were not easily decipherable. So I was utterly blown away, as, you know, just objectively by the story, but also personally, to find out just exactly what had happened in the family that I didn't understand at the time. And also considering it wasn't just, you know, people in my family did these things that they shouldn't have done, but that these were my aunts and uncles who also happened to be my trustees. And clearly I didn't benefit from the role that they were supposed to play in protecting my financial interests when I was younger.
The consequences of that reporting and of what was uncovered thanks to those documents that you had access to and handed over and that those reporters analyzed. Still, I'm not sure we totally understand what the ultimate implication of that is going to be. Obviously, there's statute of limitations questions for a lot of that alleged behavior in terms of whether or not it could ever be criminally charged. But it does seem to have cost your aunt, Mary Ann Trump Berry, her lifetime job on the federal bench. She resigned ahead of an ethics inquiry that would have looked into her role in those financial schemes. It also is potentially linked to both the congressional investigation and the New York prosecutors' subpoenas that have now been greenlit by the Supreme Court in terms of the president's finances and Trump Organization finances being handed over. Going through what you've been through, learning what you've learned, knowing what your family has done, do you have any expectations in terms of what prosecutors or congressional investigators might find if they got complete access, the kinds of access that they want to the financial records that your uncle's trying to keep hidden?
I have no particular insight into that. Nobody's spoken to me about it. Essentially, my role ended when I handed over the 40,000 pages of documents. But if the Times story is anything to go by, I think there's a lot more to uncover. And there will clearly, now that the Supreme Court made, in my opinion, the correct ruling, there will be many more documents to come.